Today's topic is Dharna, Dhyana, and Samadhi, the 6th, 7th, and 8th steps of Raj Yoga. Dharna, Dhyana, and Samadhi mean concentration, contemplation, and meditation. And they are the 6th, 7th, and 8th steps of Raja Yoga. Deshabandhash chittasya dharana. Dharana, concentration. The 6th step of yoga is the focusing of the attention of psychic energy, chittam, on the internal and external object of meditation. Tatra pratyayike tanata dhyanam. Tatra pratyayike tanata dhyanam. The 7th step, dhyana, contemplation, is the uninterrupted flow of attention of psychic energy to the object. Tadevartamatra nirbhasam, tadevartamatra nirbhasam, svarupa shunyamiva samadhi. Svarupa shunyamiva samadhi. When the object of meditation alone shines forth in the meditative mind, devoid of any distortion, then that state is called samadhi. In the samadhi state, mind becomes identified with the object of meditation. Meditation reveals the true nature of consciousness, and samadhi reveals the union of individual consciousness with cosmic consciousness. You cannot do anything without focusing your psychic energy in the form of attention. The object may be external or internal. The process is called dharana, presence of mind, presence of psychic energy. But it is not enough to fix attention on any object, be it outside or inside. It is also necessary to continue the flow of psychic energy to the object in the form of attention. This is called dhyanam, and the transformation of psychic energy into your destination is called samadhi. For example, on the electric stove, you switch the electricity on. This is dharana. The continuation of the current of electricity into the coil is dhyanam. The transformation of the electric coil into fire in the form of heat is the example of samadhi. These 3 states happen chronologically, sequentially. When they happen together at the same time, this is called sanyama. Trayam ekatra sanyama
Trayam ekatra samyama.
When Dharna, Dhyana, and Samadhi operate together simultaneously at the same time, it is called sanyama, the state of balance, equilibrium of the mind. For example, when you turn on an electric light, then Dharna, Dhyana, and Samadhi all operate together simultaneously at the same time, and fire is present in the form of light. Focus the flame of attention of the principle of I am. To fix the psychic energy on I am, beyond the body and thinking mind, is dharana, concentration. To continue the uninterrupted flow of psychic energy on I am is dhyana, contemplation. The transformation of psychic energy into I am, beyond the body and mind, is samadhi. When one meditates on the sense of I am, beyond the body and mind, with dharana, dhyana, and samadhi simultaneously, that is sanyama. You cannot do anything without dharana, dhyana, and samadhi. Therefore, they are called the internal means. The previous 5 are called external means. External means does not mean you can avoid them. It means they go on automatically when you practice the internal steps, dharana, dhyana, and samadhi. When you want to cook your meal, you have to fix your attention on that cooking. What do you want to cook? You continue your attention on the cooking, and your attention is transformed into a tasty meal with various types of dishes. When you are driving your car, then you concentrate on the driving. Although you have 1,000 thoughts at the same time, you concentrate only on driving and continue that. Without exception, your wisdom, your psyche, transforms into safe driving without any accident. In the beginning of the United States history, there were only 13 states. Philadelphia was the capital. There was complete lawlessness, anarchy. It was difficult to manage any of the 13 states by the undisciplined government. What one state was passing, the others 12 were all opposing. Thus it was the kingdom of lawlessness. Now you have a centralized government, federal government, the union of all states. Therefore now you have 50 states due to the center, the union. You can manage very well all 50 states by your wisdom. You also can help other nations around the world, physically, mentally, economically, and politically. Also, your body has a center and various states. Your body has 2 types of motion and sensation: the voluntary and the involuntary or automatic. When you walk anywhere, when you see anything, when you eat, when you think anything, so on and so forth, then your voluntary nervous system works. But when any mosquito, or any foreign invader attacks your eye, then your eyes close automatically without your attention. This is the operation of your involuntary nervous system. When you eat a meal, then your voluntary nervous system operates. When you digest that meal, then your involuntary nervous system operates. Thus, in short, you have two types of nervous system: automatic, involuntary nervous system, the central nervous system, and 2, the voluntary or peripheral nervous system. The central nervous system contains your brain, upper brain, midbrain, and lower brain, the medulla oblongata, and it continues in the form of the spinal cord, which ends at the base of your back. It contains a parasympathetic nervous system and sympathetic nervous system also. Thus, the whole body is divided into voluntary and involuntary government. Your body has the states and the union. Thus, the USA means also the United States of Atman, the union of the senses of Atman. Atman means the principle of I am. By means of concentration, you are concentrating all psychic energy into the center of the union. That is to say, centralizing all forces of the psyche in the form of attention. This process of concentration operates like a laser beam. That is the meaning of concentration. Kam means all together, and centration comes from the words centrum, Latin, and kendram, Sanskrit, which mean center. Concentration, therefore, is equal to centralization. When you watch the sun rise with all of its rays, you have the example of concentration. When taking a photograph, focusing the camera lens is another example of concentration. After concentration, your mind becomes a temple of cosmic I am, the absolute I am. This is called contemplation. Kam means togetherness, and templum means temple. That is to say, your mind is transformed into the temple, which is the residence of cosmic I am. Thus, by dharana, you concentrate your psychic energy in the form of attention, and by dhyanam, you make your mind a divine, cosmic temple. The word samadhi has many meanings. They all can be summarized into 2 meanings. 1, the path, the means, sadhana, and 2, the end, the goal, sadhya. As the 8th step of Raj Yoga, samadhi means the path, the means, the way. Also, samadhi means cosmic consciousness, absolute awareness, pure consciousness. In this sense, the word samadhi means the end, not the means. The word New York can mean 2 things, the state and the city. In the same way, the word samadhi means the path, the way, or the end. As a path, it becomes the means of the psyche to accomplish anything in time and space. By properly understanding the beauty of time and space, you go beyond time and space. The word meditation comes from Sanskrit, nimida, or mid, or snehane. That means to say, to become oily. When you are very happy, you are oily, juicy. Medhas also means bone marrow, which is the mother of life, blood. By means of bone marrow, all food is transformed into blood, which is our life. No blood, no relative life. When you make bread with the help of any oily substance, such as eggs, butter, or any kind of directed oil, it makes the dough stick, adhere together. This way, oil symbolically brings togetherness. In a candle, the candle wax is oil. Therefore, the candle gives light. In any oil lamp, we get light due to the oil. Even a machine runs smoothly by using oil for lubrication. Massage oil is very famous to make the body brilliant and shining. Therefore, oil symbolically represents love. The oil of meditation is derived from the same word, nimida, or mid. The word medha, divine wisdom, is derived from the same root. When you meditate, your individual I am becomes one with the cosmic I am. This is called samadhi. These three words, dharna, dhyana, and samadhi, are used in two senses, transitively and intransitively. When they are used transitively, then they need an external or internal object. In the relative world, the world of time and space, they are used transitively with an object. For example, when you drive your car on a highway, although your mind is ordinarily very busy in all types of thinking, then you have to concentrate on your driving. Dharana. You need presence of mind. You have to continue that concentration all the time. Dhyanam and samadhi. Your energy transforms into beautiful driving without any accident. This is true for every type of business. You cannot do or accomplish anything without dharana, dhyana, and samadhi. When they are operating below the level of the mind, then they are producing a psychiatric world and psychopathological personality. When they are operating on the level of the mind, then they are producing a psychological world and psychophysiological manifestations. And when they are operating above the level of the mind, then they produce a supernormal world, the world of enlightenment. You can use them, dharana, dhyanam, and samadhi, for sublimation, for healing. For example, when you feel angry and hating somebody, then the opposite of that anger and hate is love. When you concentrate on love, then anger and hate you can overcome. Every man and woman is a moving mental hospital, without exception. But you can You can find the opposite end of psychological and psychiatric problems, and then you can overcome these problems. Every word has its synonym and antonym. Every type of thinking and thought has its opposition, without doubt. The opposite is expressed through language by synonym and antonym. No doubt you cannot do anything without Dharna, Dhyana, and Samadhi. But you also have two choices. You can have the choice to go up and up by concentrating on the opposite. Thus, you can make your enemy into your friend by Dharna, Dhyana, and Samadhi. You can transform hell into heaven. You can transform the psychiatric world into a psychological world, and ultimately into the realm of I Am, where you have no trinity of subject, object, and knowledge. Powerful imagination is the beauty and weapon of psyche in the relative world. But in absolute Godhood, absolute I Am, imagination is altogether useless. In the night, every type of lamp, oil lamp, electric lamp, moonlight, is very useful. But when the sun rises, nothing works. The sunlight is enough to see the sun. Then other lights, even the moonlight, is practically useless. In the same way, when you reach the level of absolute Godhood, absolute I Am, then you do not need these things directly, although you can use them indirectly. For example, you can concentrate on I Am as Dharana. You can continue your psychic energy in the form of attention as Dhyanam. Ultimately, your individual I Am is transformed into cosmic I Am. Thus, you can use Dharana, Dhyana, and Samadhi indirectly. Directly, you do not need them at all, because your psyche is above the mind, therefore beyond the body and mind, beyond time and space, cause and effect. We have the mental God and real God, outer and inner God, outer church, temple, synagogue, and mosque, and inner church, temple, synagogue, and mosque. The outer church and temple, the outer God, are tangible, very beautiful from outside. But to experience the inner church, inner temple, inner God, you have to go beyond time and space, beyond your conscious mind, because they are not tangible. The outer God is mental God, not real God. Every enlightened soul praises the beauty of the inner God, the inner church. The kingdom of heaven and the King of heaven are within you, said Bhagavan Jesus Christ. By realizing that, you overcome death. Without realizing the inner God, you cannot have any peace or bliss. Whatever you can forget in your dreamless sleep is called the mental universe. Your real God is always awakened in the form of I Am. When you get up in the early morning, then you feel, I got sound sleep. I had no dreams. Here, the I is the real God, while the universe of the mind, including the God of the mind, was in sleeping state. You can live without the mental God, but you cannot live without the inner God. Mental life is always obsessed with thousands and thousands of ideas, imaginations, as well as with thousands of types of memories like ghosts, like Satan and the devil. To overcome these evil forces, the mind creates the mental God, mental heaven, mental angels, and devas, but they are not real. They are absent when the mind is absent, as in sound sleep. Therefore, they are mythological. The real God, in the form of I Am, is always with you as the center of your existence, as the center of your happiness and bliss, without any condition. When your mind is obsessed, overloaded with many thoughts and ideas, imaginations and memories, then your mind is the residence of powerful ghosts. Mullah Nasruddin was suffering from what appeared to be a serious case of nervous breakdown. When it became a totally chronic condition, he finally called a doctor. "You are in serious trouble," the doctor said. "You are living with something terrible, some evil thing. Something that is possessing you from morning till night like a ghost. We must find out what it is and destroy it." "Shh, doctor," whispered the mullah. "You are absolutely right, but don't say it so loud. She's sitting in the next room and she might hear you." This is the mullah's story. But if you go to see the mullah's wife, she will tell you her side of the story. She will say, the mullah is like an evil ghost obsessing her. The husband understands that his problems are due to his wife, while the wife understands that her problems are due to her husband. Parents understand that their problems are due to their children, while vice versa, the children understand their problems are due to their parents. The president or prime minister understands his problems are due to the public. The public understands its problems are due to the president or prime minister. And if one does not find a praiseworthy cause for all of one's problems, then one blames the zodiac signs and planets. Poor zodiac signs. They don't even know you. Although we praise and pray to the Almighty God, still this is the mental God who is always outside. He cannot help you to go inside because all of your prayers are on the conscious level of the mind, while the burning volcano-like troubles are in the unconscious layer of the mind. There, every type of attack is like a nuclear bombardment. You can feel it, as if nuclear fission and fusion are happening against you. Our psychosomatic mind has many levels. The conscious level, the subconscious level, the unconscious and collective unconscious, the superconscious, collective superconscious, and the samadhi level. Therefore, you need to see the inner God. Your journey has to pass through all levels of the mind. You cannot transform your individual I into the cosmic I by means of a mental God. Yes, of course, by the mental God you can reform your society according to time and space. Therefore, the mental God is a social God, a weekend God. But in order to transform yourself, you have to realize the absolute Godhood in the form of I Am. For that, you have to meditate on I Am beyond the body and mind. You have to see your inner God. I would like to illustrate the truth of the mental God and the absolute God in the form of I Am with this very charming and astonishing story. As you know, India is famous for marriages arranged in childhood. When Mahatma Gandhi was...
Get you some more water.
When Mahatma Gandhi was only 7 years old, then he was married. This was the custom in India. So, once a gentleman was married in childhood, after passing matriculation, he went to England to complete his education. There he passed his bar examination to become a barrister of law. He was imbued with the Western style of life. Then he returned from England to his home, and he found his wife was unfit for him. He was suited and booted in Western style, while his wife was always under the purdah, the moving tent. He had no courage even to see the beauty of his wife, because his wife had very long hair, like a hippie girl, and he hated that. Always she was walking with naked feet. No lipstick, no makeup, no wig, no hairspray or fingernail polishing. In short, she was completely devoid of any fashion. So, he joined a Western-style social club. But his wife was expecting love from him. She was disappointed to see his indifferent behavior towards her. So, she found out all of her husband's mentality. She found all his propensities toward Western style of life. She knew her husband's weaknesses very well, and so she also joined the same social club, only disguisedly, after changing into Western style dress. Now she was the most beautiful girl among all the girls. She was equipped with natural beauty, a very thin body. But now she had a golden wig on her head. Very beautiful lipstick, heavy eyelashes. She had tinkling earrings and makeup with divine perfume. In short, she was looking like the full moon rising in the eastern direction. Now, when she joined the club, everybody was trying to see her, including her amorous husband. His mouth was filled with saliva to see her. Her glance was like lightning in the clouds of the social club. You know, she was also the first-class dancer. Of course, he never knew this before. And when she was speaking with anybody, everyone was melted by the music of her voice. No doubt she was always surrounded by many girlfriends. And when she was telling the others no, no, her no was like thunder. She was looking like the goddess Lakshmi with her long sari. The whole club was transfixed. They all wanted to dance with her, but she was very selective. Her husband, the barrister from England, of course tried to approach her many times to request her to dance, but she avoided him intentionally to stimulate the fire of desire in him. Now, when she came home, she adopted the same old dress, walking in the Eastern Quarter like a moving tent. She removed all her modern Western makeup and disguised all trace of the club life. And when he got home, he was praising that beautiful girl who had also joined the club. He never tired of praising that girl's beauty. In this way, he passed many months begging her friendship. Both met, funny thing, in the club and at home also. But the husband could not recognize it was the same girl. He was obsessed by her beauty. When he was in the club, he was dying to see her, overloaded with many gifts and offerings for her, making all sorts of promises. Even he promised to take her on a world tour. And when he was coming home, she was after him. But he did not pay any attention. Once she finally asked, "What is the matter with you? You are suffering from amnesia? I have definitely heard that you are promising to marry that girl and take her on a world tour." He denied abruptly, without any hesitation. But in this way, day after day, and week after week, and month after month, year after year, the same drama was going on. When she was in the club, he was after her. And vice versa, when he was home, she was after him. In this way, he was pining in amorous pain due to her, day and night, constantly dreaming of being with her. One day, what happened? He could not go to the club, and he fell into a dream about her. Meanwhile, his wife was waiting to see him at the club. But after not finding him there, she returned home, because she was not interested in the club. As a matter of fact, she was interested in him alone. When she reached home that evening, due to the sound of the door, he was suddenly awakened from his sleep. And lo, there she was, standing in the doorway before him. He jumped from the bed and shouted, "Now I have got you! I was just dreaming about you, and now you are here." But something was funny going on. After careful looking, he began to realize the final truth. She was the same girl, in the home as his wife, and in the club as his friend. He fell down at her feet and begged apology for his behavior. He was very happy to proclaim, "If I liked you so much in the club, then why shouldn't I like you in the home? You are the same girl. And anyway, home is always home, while the club is always the club. Home is better than heaven." What do you understand by this story? God is the same in and out, both. But the outer God is mental. It is very beautiful. It has many churches, temples, synagogues, mosques, many names and forms. But it is plastic God. Every weekend in every religion, the mental God has a huge congregation with all types of men and women of all ages, especially on Sundays. But the inner God has no name and no form, no congregation. Mental God is residing on the conscious level of the mind, while the inner God is residing in the unconscious and superconscious layers of the mind. The inner God is our inner insurance, while the outer God is as changeable as the mind. Here, in this story, the girl is the same, whether she is in the club or at home. But at home she is his wife and he is not interested. Outside in the club, he is after her, but she is not available. The individual I is the lawyer. The wife in the home represents the inner God. And in the club, she represents the outer mental God.
It's nice. Usually husband is God.
Mental God is a social God as well as a national God. You can reform yourself by chanting, dancing, by music, kirtan, prayers from holy books, from the conscious level of your mind. But your volcano-like problems reside in the unconscious layer of your mind. And for these, you have to meditate on the inner God in the form of I am, beyond the body and mind, beyond space and time. You have to meditate. Then you can see vividly who is who and what is what. Then your nadam transforms you from the individual I am into cosmic I am. This truth cannot be described by any language or tongue. You have to feel it by means of meditation on your being, because you are that. Tat tavam asi. Mind is famous for Western aspects, while our spirit is famous for Eastern aspects. Our mind is the West, while our spirit is the East. It depends on your motive, whether you are going in or out. Therefore, Dharna, Dhyana, and Samadhi you use according to your motive. By outer movement, you see the outer universe. By inner movement, you can see the inner world. In other words, by outer movement, we see earth. And by inner movement, we see heaven. Om Shanti, Shri Brahmananda Sarasvati. Are there any questions?
Can you do anything without Dharna Dhyana Samadhi?
Can you do anything without Dharna, Dhyana, and Samadhi?
Can you help anybody?
Can you love anybody?
Can you hate anybody?
Can you hate anybody?
Can you fight anybody?
Can you fight with anybody?
Can you be hungry with anybody without Dharna.
Can you be angry with anybody without Dharna Dhyana and Samadhi?
Kind of food, sex,
Can you do sex without these?
food, these are twisted. These are twisted.
Therefore, these are
Natural.
natural,
Whether you know or not.
whether you know them or not.
It's a step. It's a step.
The 8 steps
Are neutral.
are natural.
What are the next steps?
What are the 8 steps of yoga?
Come.
Yama, niyama, asana,
Hey,
pranayama.
Sama. Niyama. Dasanam. Niyama. My meaning, willpower.
Willpower.
You cannot do anything without willpower.
You cannot do anything without willpower.
Body meaning of Yama, holding, holding food.
What is the meaning of niyama?
And
Of yama?
anything, and holding food.
Controlling force.
Primary control by that power of desire.
Everything is controlled by that power of desire.
You cannot come here without desire.
You cannot come here without desire.
Yama,
Niyama,
he will anyway.
where there is a will, there is a way.
Yama, in Hasam,
And asanam,
Posture or pose or mudra, mood or asana. Pranayama? No.
cannot do anything without food.
you cannot do anything without a pose.
Can you?
Can you?
See anybody? Here,
See everybody
here. Who have big body, a puhota.
you have some fixed body and some mudra.
Nobody can see your mind,
Nobody can see your mind,
but anybody can see food and mudra
but anybody can see your mood and mudra
and pranayama,
Pranayama.
high food.
life force,
Heavy thought, faded, heavy.
every thought changes your breathing.
But the heart, making a vow, making a vow is not good.
Pratyahara, the mechanism of adaptation,
And only reality.
and the golden opportunity.
How much we are,
If you miss the pratyahara,
then you cannot have thought.
then you cannot
Adapt.
adapt
And here, time is fit.
in time and space.
And can meet one of the
And you can miss the golden opportunity.
part of the problem.
What is our problem?
Meeting him, meeting.
We're missing the main thing.
And Dharna Dhyana Samadhi.
And Dharna Dhyana Samadhi.
Think.
Think.
Anything I hope. Trying to do anything without Dharna
Can you
Samadhi.
do anything without Dharna, Dhyana, and Samadhi?
Whole life you are practicing yoga.
The whole life, therefore, you are practicing yoga,
How do you not know?
although you do not know.
Yoga cannot see you from outside. Anything.
Yoga cannot teach you anything from outside.
Oh, you can feel.
But by yoga, you can feel.
Well, how you can feel
And if you can feel,
whole life of up and down
then the whole life with its ups and downs
become diagram.
becomes like a drama.
When whole life you my mama,
When your whole life becomes like a drama,
you cannot suffer
you cannot suffer.
because first is husband happiness, first
Because birth
is husband happiness,
is as much a happiness
than any happiness in death.
as any
Husband,
accident and death.
when power,
In the drama,
somebody died,
somebody dies,
hard when
audience claps. Somebody's born, audience claps. Somebody gets hurt, audience claps.
I got Ramya.
All their Ram Leela.
Whole life you like now.
The whole life becomes like a drama.
100 years life,
100 years of life,
you can be pretty hours.
you can play on the stage with within 2 hours.
Who want to hear me
If you don't believe it,
and ask anybody.
then ask Jayanti Patel.
My tendency, my ability, my
By my
certainly
question is,
trying to choose anything
can you do anything
without Dharna Dhyana,
without Dharna, Dhyana, and Samadhi?
without
Or without these 8 steps of yoga?
think.
Think.
Five minutes. Right.
That the tongue throughout India is another Jana on Vithala. Page number 75 in Cosmic Hymns and Prayers book. Vithala Vithala Panduranga, Vithala Vithala Panduranga, Pandharinatha Panduranga, Pandharinatha Panduranga, Vithala Vithala Panduranga, Kundalika Varada Panduranga, Kundalika Varada Pandharapuravaasa Panduranga, Vatsavatsala ज्ञानदेव सोपान मुक्ताबाई एकनाथ वरद पांडुरंग एकनाथ वरद पांडुरंग नामदेव तुकाराम जनी संत सगुणाम तुकाराम जनी संत भानुदास प्रिय पांडुरंग भानुदास प्रिय पांडुरंग विठ्ठल विठ्ठल पांडुरंगा
Meditate on I am.
Meditate on I am.
Beyond the body and mind.
Beyond the body and mind.
You are ocean of harmony.
You are the ocean of awareness.
Fix your attention on I am.
Fix your attention on I am.
Dhyana.
Dharna.
Dhyanam.
Dhyanam.
Continue
Continue
our attention
your attention
in the I am.
in the I am.
Samadhi.
Samadhi.
Or Taigi in Dhyan form
Your psyche is transformed
into cosmic fire.
into cosmic I am.
You feel you are everywhere.
You feel you are everywhere,
Present.
present,
Sky to wide.
like the blue sky,
Sky center.
like Krishna.
Whole nada meet sky is not true.
Your nadam is like Krishna's flute. Your nadam is like Krishna's flute.
Your nadam is like Krishna's flute. Your nadam is like Krishna's flute. Your nadam is like Krishna's flute. Your nadam is like Krishna's flute. Your nadam is like Krishna's flute. Your nadam is like Krishna's flute. Your nadam is like Krishna's flute. Your nadam is like Krishna's flute. Your nadam is like Krishna's flute. Your nadam is like Krishna's flute. Your nadam is like Krishna's flute. Your nadam is like Krishna's flute. Your nadam is like Krishna's flute. Your nadam is like Krishna's flute. Your nadam is like Krishna's flute. Your nadam is like Krishna's flute. Your nadam is like Krishna's flute. Your nadam is like Krishna's flute. Your nadam is like Krishna's flute. Your nadam is like Krishna's flute. Your nadam is like Krishna's flute. Your nadam is like Krishna's flute. Your nadam is like Krishna's flute. Your nadam is like Krishna's flute. Your nadam is like and your cosmic mind
And your cosmic mind
like Radha.
is like Radha.
Radha Krishna Tathang
Radha Krishna Satsang
with flute.
with flute.
Feel ocean of vibration,
Feel the ocean of vibration,
ocean of jnana.